What is up, YouTube? Welcome to the crypto space. We potentially have some pretty bullish, exciting news coming up for Bitcoin. There's just another couple of hours left for it, so let's hop straight into it. Before we get started, I would appreciate if you could give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel for more BTC updates. I post videos every day and give you a market overall analysis with some on-chain metrics and some daily TA on BTC. I have a couple of videos coming up, so if you're interested in keeping up with those videos, especially some altcoins that I've been reading into and researching, hit the bell icon, subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it, since I am right now at 42 subscribers and my next target, my next take profit target is 50. So if you could subscribe to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it. Without further ado, let's jump straight into the video. Starting off, you can see BTC has made a pretty amazing recovery since the past 3 days ago when I made my last video. I told you guys we could see a potential bounce incoming, because honestly it right now it looks like inevitable, but back then all of us were pretty bearish, right? Like everyone was saying 42k. Some people are still bearish on BTC, and personally, I am just waiting for if you already haven't heard the news, Facebook might be announcing that they've bought Bitcoin, and some people are saying Apple as well. So before we jump into the news, let's take a look at our market space today. BTC obviously has recovered pretty well, about 7k up from its last low. Obviously we have bounced pretty healthy. We are right now at, I think the market's just waiting for Facebook announcements to come back up. But almost all the altcoins have made a pretty significant recovery. Especially today, a lot of these altcoins have done really well. Aave up 10%. Also, Polygon has done some amazing moves today. We are up 25%. Just 3 days ago we were at $0.6, and now we are almost hitting 90 cents and almost $1. Very, very close. Polygon is an amazing project. If you haven't already invested in it, I would not financial advice, but I would 100% tell you to look into it, because it is an amazing project. I will be going over it really soon on my channel. Like, as you can see, in the past 7 days we've gone up huge. Like literally we've gone up from 35 cents now at 83. Also, apart from Aave, basically the entire altcoin space right now has done pretty huge, like pretty made some significant recoveries. Basically right now everything's a bit dicey. We're just waiting for BTC to make his move, so after that I expect the markets to follow. But BTC dominance is at 49% right now, and we're also seeing obviously Ethereum putting in highs again. We broke 2700 today, which was a big deal for Ethereum. This has been a very, very slow mover, especially over the last couple of months. And a couple of months ago people were pretty bearish on Ethereum, saying they're going to be seeing 700, 600 according to their TA predictions. And this is why I say you shouldn't always believe in TA all the time. TA is not a like an abysmal science or something. It's just like people's estimate or their guess of what is happening. TA is not guaranteed, and that's what I see a lot of new beginners into the crypto space thinking that TA is guaranteed, especially since there are all these fake gurus online that keep claiming that their TA is the best, blah blah blah. But this is the crypto space. You gotta be very careful of what you see online. So let's jump straight into the news. Now, with our biggest news right now, let's actually start off with yesterday's news. Tesla. So Tesla came in and they announced in their earnings the other day that they sold off 144 million of their not 144, 272 million of their BTC, which obviously the market was pretty shocked. Like, they didn't expect Elon to have paper hands. And this Elon Musk also then replied that since people were getting pretty bearish with this, we had who was this? We had Dave tweeting at Elon saying that Elon basically bought BTC, pumped it, and then he dumped it to make a fortune. And if you don't already know Dave, he's basically the Barstool Sports guy who's pretty big on Twitter. But then Elon did reply to this. He said he hasn't sold any of his Bitcoin. So this is the first time I'm seeing Elon saying that he actually, owns Bitcoin publicly. Like I haven't really seen him say this except for like Dogecoin and stuff. I remember he said his kids are mining Dogecoin, but this is the first time that I'm seeing Elon mention personally that he owns Bitcoin and he personally hasn't sold it. So this is some subtext that I think people didn't look into, and of course, so if he hasn't personally sold it, I don't think Elon has paper hands. But obviously Tesla's decisions aren't his own, and there are a lot of financial advisors and stuff on the board who make decisions for Tesla. Keeping in mind the company's financial goals, it's not just Elon saying buy 400 million BTC, sell 500 million. But so Elon claims that they did this mainly to test if Bitcoin had any liquidity in the market. And obviously, after selling off 475 million, someone else tweeted at Elon. They asked Tesla stress tested BTC, did it pass? Elon Musk and Elon obviously says yes to that. So this is some pretty bullish news on Tesla's recent sale, 272 million, which shows that Bitcoin has some really good liquidity in the market. Obviously, since the crypto space is so new and it is pretty young, this does give more confidence to the traditional institutions who haven't really invested in Bitcoin to venture out into this. Right now we have a lot of institutional interest, and Elon Musk right now is basically the messiah for crypto space. But this is some pretty bullish news for me. And now the second rumor that I've been seeing on Twitter is a lot of people have been saying Facebook is right now acquiring, or they have already acquired, and they are going to be announcing that they've bought some BTC. But if this is true, there's obviously no proof right now, and we are waiting for Facebook earnings, which is going to be released at 2 p.m. Pacific time. Once Facebook releases their earnings, we can then tell some certainty that they have bought Bitcoin or haven't yet. But I have a few doubts on this, because if Facebook did already buy Bitcoin, they would have had to release this in the SEC report that came out a couple weeks ago. But since they didn't already do that, we're gonna have to wait and watch, because this is from some pretty verified, legit sources. Obviously, it's still a rumor, and we're still waiting for this to be claimed. Alistair from Atlanta Digital said Facebook has, where did tweet go? I think I had it. Yeah, Facebook will announce that they hold Bitcoin on their books when they release their quarterly results after trading closes tomorrow. So once today the New York market closes, we're going to see some news from Facebook's earnings report. So this is right now what I'm waiting for. And right now BTC isn't really making any big moves. Like, we're just stuck under resistance after past. And so a couple of points over to go over. Like obviously we had this guy tweeting out that Facebook has already bought Bitcoin and they're going to be announcing it. But since there's no source of this, we're going to be waiting for the earnings report to come out. But obviously Facebook has had some interest in the past with blockchain. They also wanted to start their own blockchain currency, which was called Libra, a couple of years ago. If you don't remember, if you haven't been in the crypto space for a while, this was a big this was a pretty big deal back then. Like, Facebook and in being interested in blockchain technology. Of course, they're one of the biggest tech companies in the world, so they obviously have a lot of they have obviously dabbled in the past with Libra. But some other bullish news that came out today was the Japanese video game company Nexon revealed that they bought BTC. So they bought about 100 million, I think. Yeah, 100 million worth of BTC from their cash. And this was again some big news. Like, we're seeing a lot of new tech companies especially, and some institutions showing a lot of interest in BTC. Like I said last time in my video, especially on the on-chain analysis that I went through, we're seeing a lot of BTC taken off of these exchanges. Where is this Bitcoin going? Like there's like about 1,000, 2,000 plus BTC taken off exchanges every day. Where do you think this is going? So yeah, taking a look at BTC, as I said last week, we had a huge possibility of a reversal over here, and BTC did exactly that. Because I was seeing all the signs, that's why this looked pretty obvious to me. I mean, right now in hindsight, it makes me sound like a genius, but whatever. um, but it was pretty obvious because we saw a huge move to the downside with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 11 bearish red candles. And we still saw people shorting down as support. Now, why was this not an obvious sign of support? Like if you look at it, there is not much here to put BTC as support, like at this level especially, except for these wicks, which is not clear on the daily. But if you look at the 4-hourly, you can still see that this is not a clear level. There's a lot of chop here. There's no clear level to pick except for maybe here. But I don't think that's good enough. Maybe you could say it's bouncing off of here, as this is one region. So that is fair as a level. Let's mark that out. But why was I saying that this is a clear level last time? Like if you haven't seen my last video, I took you through some on-chain data and told you why 47,500, 47,464 to be precise, is our, not 47, basically this region is our main area that we should be looking at. We had our on-chain high volume node. We had a lot of bulls defending that area. Obviously now looking back at it, it looks pretty obvious because we had a clear swing failure pattern over there. And these areas are almost always the biggest areas to watch when you're looking at Bitcoin, because if we lost that level, I would have been very bearish back then. But since we did, this level held, now it looks like a solid bounce. We obviously moved up about 8,000%. I mean $8,000. I wish 8,000%. But yeah, those were my reasons why I told you guys, like, this was the biggest level to watch today. We saw a huge breakdown from this bearish wedge last week. Not wedge, what's it called? Bearish pennant. Yeah, the bearish pennant. And then we saw a quick liquidity grab. And what do you mean by that? BTC made a fake out from this low, and then we saw almost like 120 million shorts opening up in this candle alone. Now what does that do? So basically, if whoever is shorting over here expecting price to break down is going to be, they're going to be expecting price to break down. But when the buyers step in, and all these limit buys under this level basically are here for liquidity. So people are waiting for price to drop, and then they place their bid orders under the last level of support. And since BTC wicked down, grabbed those limit orders and reversed from there were a lot of market buys. And I showed you this in the order flow as well last time. A lot of shorts open up as support. We saw a huge move to the upside with a massive short squeeze. I still think a lot of shorts are still underwater. So if price does break to 55, we can very easily go back up to our range high, which is coming in at 60k. And let me just quickly put that up. So right now we are at our median level, which I showed you last time as well, like our 55k, which is basically our mid of the range. Just to clear this out real quick, I'll just clean this up. So taking off this, right now we are basically in a range bound environment. We have a low of the range at 50, 51, our mid of the range at 55, and a high at 60. So if price does get rejected off of here, we could make a rotation down to 51. But since Facebook and Apple earnings report are coming out pretty soon, it is mostly all depending on Facebook right now. Like, I don't really see a huge new all-time high incoming unless there is some really bullish news. But the factors that I'm looking at right now, we've had our fundings reset. We've flushed out a lot of longs. This move up has been mostly on spot buying, as you can see from the derivatives in the exchanges, and this is an organic move up compared to a market. I mean, a short squeeze obviously has been it, but this short squeeze has mostly been through spot bids. And we're just gonna have to wait for Facebook earnings to come out in another hour or so. Until then, I think it's just gonna be consolidation, but you gotta be ready for all the situations. And let me just go through a couple of scenarios that I can see playing out. If Facebook earnings do come out bullish, and they have, they do hold BTC, 55k is nothing. We can easily blast through 60. Maybe we'll have some resistance at 60, and then we'll come down for a small retest of the last support, which is somewhere around here, this region on the 4-hour chart, and then we can easily blast through 60, and we can see some all-time highs coming in. Now, if this scenario doesn't play out, I can see another scenario possibility is, this is our quote-unquote bearish possibility, and this has been our A wave. We can see basically if you consider this as an A wave for the bounce to the up, like I told you last time, we obviously broke through our 51k as our resistance level. We've done an SR flip, so BTC could come back down to 51, and when it finds some massive rejection there, to test it, we can be testing the bottom and bouncing up to the top. Another scenario that could happen is not a bounce from 51, but a bounce from the 61.8. Let me just put that up and see where it is. Okay, 61.8 is coming at 50. Now the probability of hitting 50 to me right now doesn't look that strong. So I would say the 382 and 0.5 right now are key levels to watch, since we also have an SR flip over here as well, on the 4-hour chart. This is another SR flip to watch. So right now it looks pretty range bound. There's not much happening, but let's just watch. Honestly, I don't even want to focus on such a short-term time frame. I just want to look at the long, the daily chart, and look at what BTC is doing right now. We are clearly under 55k as resistance, and we're waiting for some, earnings report from Facebook to give us a clear direction. Apart from that, if BTC does range, it is really, really good for alts, and I actually have found some pretty interesting alts that I want to be talking about, some low market cap gems. So if you're interested in that, feel free to subscribe to this video, and I will be posting those pretty soon. So that's it for today. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell icon to stay updated with my videos. I post videos every day, market updates, and some news and what my analysis is on the current market. But I would greatly appreciate if you could subscribe, since I am right now at 42 subscribers. I have like 8 subs left to hit my first take profit level of 50, and if we do hit that, that's going to be a pretty good long long take profit for me, because obviously my channel is pretty new. I think I posted like 6 videos or so. So that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, bye.